Shanghai, China's largest city, stands at the mouth of the Yangtze River. Its forest of skyscrapers pierce a low and gray sky and symbolize China's new prosperity. Behind this great city stand ancient market towns expanding along the tributaries of the Yangtze River. These towns retain well-preserved historical streets dating from China's imperial period. Currently, they're experiencing dramatic transformations as a direct result of rapid economic development. Tongli and Zhujiajiao are two of these ancient market towns, each experiencing unprecedented change, but each in their own way. This is Tongli, an ancient river town about 50 miles to the west of Shanghai. It has become a popular tourist destination, attracting Chinese as well as foreign tourists.
I'm going to spend the night, and so I asked someone at the restaurant if they could recommend a cheap hotel. So, total stranger at the hotel, at the restaurant. So she said, go down this narrow street, turn left, and you'll see a sign. So I went there, and just a family-run little pension, have a wonderful old-fashioned room, old house, 110 kuai a night. Terrific.
And these family-owned businesses can be found up and down the old streets in Tongli. Nearly 2 million tourists come to this ancient town every year for a trip into the past.
This is Ming and Ching Street. The narrowness is typical of many Chinese water towns like Tongli. The stores we see here are still selling traditional goods of the imperial period.
The name of this street, given after Tongli became a popular tourist destination, combines the names of the last two dynasties in Chinese history, the Ming Dynasty and the Qing Dynasty. The old streets in Tongli are narrow because they appeared before the era of automobiles. Boats were the most important traditional means of transportation because numerous rivers cut land into small islands. Tongli soon became known as the Oriental Venice. Nearly every aspect of life in Tongli revolved around the rivers. Tea houses located along the water were an important symbol of the traditional life in this town. This is the South Garden Tea House, originally built in the late 19th century. At one time, there were 23 tea houses in Tongli, each serving different purposes. This tea house not only served tea, but food as well.
Here is the original water stove of this tea house. Water boiled here was not only used to make tea, but it was also sold to local residents. They stored cold water in this big container, boiled water here, and used these smaller containers to store the hot water.
This tea house also offered opportunities of socialization and cultural entertainment.
以前它整个一个茶馆呢，它还是以百姓为主。它这个茶馆实际上从开始到一直存在了以后，它就是百姓。它中间有3个层次，一个就是商人，同里的富人，也就是一个就是平民百姓，还有一个就是一部分是渔民。同里本身是一个水乡，它有好多渔民。以前存在呢，它就有几块，就是说我们茶馆你们楼上也去看过了。以前靠那一边的东面一块呢，就是说基本上是以商人为主的，就其他客人他不会参与过去。像这一块呢，基本上是以渔民为主，这一块。再靠这一块呢，基本上是以小职员，就是小店员啊，那个这一类，他不同的阶层，他不会自己做错的。渔民他就在这个，平民百姓、农民他就在这一块地方，因为他们有他们之间的语言，商人有商人他们之间的语言，有一个信息交往。那么小职员有小职员，所以说以前形成这么一个风格。据老人介绍或者史在介绍，它基本上是有几十年的这么一个历史存在。
While customers dined, they were entertained by singers and storytellers on this stage. But tea houses have lost their popularity in today's rapidly changing Chinese society. The South Garden Tea House is the last one remaining in Tongli. It no longer sells boiled water. In fact, you will rarely see local customers here, but it stays busy by catering to tourists from the West.
是的，因为这个茶楼是有100多年的历史，它有好多那个文化的底蕴。 包括那种传统的那种饮食文化跟那个茶文化，所以说对这个茶馆做这么一个职位来说，肯定是要保存它以前那个优良的那种茶文化跟那个茶饮食。接下来我们还要发扬吸收新生事物，把它那个完善，融入到现在的那个茶馆的经营这一块。
While the South Garden Tea House makes changes to move forward, it still preserves important Chinese cultural customs, such as this traditional tea ceremony.
紫茶现在是。
Before there was running water, Tongli's residents preferred to live in houses built along the rivers. This easy access to the water served as a way to wash laundry and even buy goods from peddlers on boats. For those that didn't live along the water, their daily life still depended on easy access to the river.
This is one of the many narrow alleys in Tongli, which was very important during the late imperial period. This walkway provided easy access to the river for residents living further away.
Because numerous rivers cut Tongli into 7 small islands, bridges were essential for its development into a prosperous market town. Tongli is only about 1 square kilometer in size, but there are 50 bridges today, and about 20 of them were built during the imperial period. Bridges have been so important in the people's lives here that it is said that a person cannot pass a single day without crossing at least 1 bridge. This gave rise to some interesting customs, one of which deals with these 3 bridges: Peace Bridge, Luck Bridge, and Longvity Bridge. Because they are just a few steps away from each other, and all have been here for more than 3 centuries, they are collectively known as the 3 bridges.
During a wedding ceremony, the married couple would walk across these bridges for a blessing. Walking across this first bridge brought them everlasting happiness. The second bridge gave them good luck. And the third bridge brought them peace.
Market towns such as Tongli were never administrative centers. Town and city are 2 very different concepts in China. As a matter of fact, Tongli did not have any government until 1911, the last year of the Qing dynasty. In the imperial period, a city was the administrative center for a province, a prefecture, or a county, and its role as a center in the regional or local economy largely derived from its role in the imperial administrative system. The old stone bridges in Tongli tell us interesting stories about this town's autonomy in imperial China. These bridges were built through private initiatives, with funds donated or raised by local residents. This is Fortune Bridge, one of the oldest and longest stone bridges in Tongli. It was first built in 1353 by a local resident named Ning Cheng. It's been rebuilt 2 more times after that, each time using stones from the original bridge. The bridge now holds stones cut in the 14th, 15th, and 17th centuries. A few kilometers away is Lingju Island, located on Tongli Lake. Like bridges in this town, the temples on this island were built with donations from local residents. In the imperial period, an annual temple fair attracted large crowds from Tongli and peasants from nearby villages every year. Historians use this as additional evidence to support their theory about town autonomy in imperial China. Even in the late imperial period, large market towns such as Tongli rose and developed into local economic centers. Some scholars have connected this rise to the development of the handicraft industry. Because of the dense population in this region, peasants were often engaged in both handicraft and farming in order to make ends meet. This theory, however, cannot be applied to Tongli. During China's urban revolution, the populations of its cities greatly expanded, and their demand for rice also increased. Farmers around Tongli produced rice, but it was impossible for them to sell it directly to the merchants in large cities. Tongli rose to serve as an intermediate link, collecting rice from local farmers and reselling it to merchants in the cities.
宋朝、元朝、明朝个3个朝代辰光，同已经成为历史上个五种竞争。搿什么原因啊？主要由自然条件决定。同一土壤肥沃，居庸宜量充沛， 它与渔业同步，广为后生，因此现在同里的就生态，由于同里的自然的土地条件、气温条件形成的同里的经济。同里经济历史上以农业经济为主，农业经济。因此，历史上啦都形成了4个基地，一个粮油基地。同里啦四周必要千里，两里万顷，湖泊众多，是知名的渔民之乡。这是知名的渔民之乡。因此，了清代已经形成了发达的美食，以无锡的Bodane、高德的鲜肉苗、上海牛肉并称江苏4大美食。因为上海牛呢还是江苏4大美食。